Selamat datang ke rumah saya. Nama saya Karen Palko. Saya tinggal di Malaysia selama 40 tahun dan umurnya saya 63 sekarang. Saya ada 3 tahun lagi di ISKL, bekerja sebagai cikgu, tarian dan physical education and drama. The one thing I knew that I wanted to go out, I wanted to travel, and I wanted to be of service to other people, and so I joined the Peace Corps. And Peace Corps is what set me on my course of teaching, because I went to Malaysia, and then from there it's all history because I've been here ever since. I am a PE teacher, and my degree is in behavioral science and recreational pursuits, like the whole PE realm. And so I fell into dance literally because I took over for somebody that was on a sabbatical. And again, I have an eye for it. I think my cheerleading background, I have my personal, when I was in high school as a cheerleader, that background helped with it. But that's why early on, students would follow what I did. I would actually attempt to teach dance. And then when I actually had students with more skill and background than me start leading the class, that's when I shifted and went from the back. So I'm actually not a dancer at all. I'm always working on a dance show of some kind. Sometimes I'm often working on 1 or 2 shows or even more at the same time. Right now, I'm working on our IASIS dance show and our middle school dance show coming up. There's a dance show first semester and second semester every year, and in between that, when there's a musical, I'm often helping with the musicals. So I'm super excited about that. I'm also excited about anything that has to do with IASIS. That's one of my favorite things about ISKL is the sister schools that we work with. So any sporting event that's happening, I'm always really excited about that. And even the academic things, I love Malayuan and forensics, music, all the music, jazz nights coming up. So I'm excited about kind of what's the next thing. Just look into the calendar. That's what makes me excited. Something coming up next. I'm going to say Malaysia Week in many ways, even though it actually has nothing to do with me. I'm proud of it because Malaysia Week, the goals of Malaysia Week have not changed since the day they were written, and that was 35 years ago or 40 years ago. It was a long time ago, and I'm proud that I've been able to uphold that same standard of the program and keep it intact, because with all the different needs of different programs, wanting to pull and tear apart at a program like this, like most of the world went away from these type of programs because of risk assessment, and ISKL dove in. And so we've maintained Malaysia Week at a level that's memorable and exciting and fulfilling for students, pushes kids out of their comfort zones. And I'm really proud of that because that has not been an easy thing to keep as an even keel. I'm sort of a jack of all trades and a master of none. People think of me as being a really creative type, and I'm not really that creative. What I am, though, is I have a good eye for things, and so no matter who it is, whatever the student and whatever their talents or abilities are, I do have a way of bringing those talents up and helping them to elevate those talents. So that's what inspires me. I like to take any student and just say, how can I help you? Like, what can I help you reach or whatever? And so that's where I really get my inspiration, because none of it really comes from me. Like I'm a bounce off person. Like I see you do something and say, that's a good idea, let's take it from there. We don't know, we don't know what our limits are. And so I like a challenge. I like it when somebody says, hey, let's do this. And you may not know how to do it at all, but you learn how to do it, and that's what helps us grow. I mentioned before that I taught robotics once because somebody said, hey, can you teach robotics? And I said, yes. And then I went out and learned how to teach robotics, right? And so I think that's what Be All You Are can be. You're not defined as a person. It's what's just out of reach that you keep growing. And so I'm a big believer in trying things. Just try it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I wouldn't call those advice, but they're sort of philosophies I live by, and I would recommend other people to consider them.